Hi everyone, what's up? It's Chloe. Welcome back to a new video. I'm here for a talking video today. I know everybody's like, make more vlogs, and I'm just here making another talking video. But this is actually a good one, and this is actually something that you guys should watch because I've taken a long time planning this video and writing notes so that it's a video that will actually change your life. So please watch. I actually have some really great things to talk about in this video. So I'm gonna get right into it so that I can maximize your time. First thing, mindset for happiness. I have talked about this a lot, but I want to reiterate. I want everybody that has not heard me say this yet to hear me say this. If you already heard me say this, hear me say it again. If you want to be happy, the first step to take is adopting this mindset, okay? Everything else after that will just set into place. But if you want to be happy, you have to remember these three things. First of all, stop being a control freak. What is meant to be will be, okay? Let go of your expectations, let go of whatever outcome you want something to have, and just be and just let things be. As soon as you let go of a situation, that's when it all sets into place perfectly for you. And I've seen this happen in my own life. I've seen this happen in other people's lives. If you stop being a control freak and you just let things be and you just know that it will turn out for the best, it will. It's literally as simple as that. Second, turn every situation into something to be grateful for. Whenever you're in a bad mood, take a step back and realize that the situation you're in is a situation that can be turned into something to be grateful for. It's as simple as that. I go about my day doing this, and it has truly changed my life and my mindset because I am just so incredibly grateful for everything in my life, and it just makes me realize how good life is. Third, it's happening for you, not to you. Everything happens for a reason. Stop pitying yourself and being like, oh my gosh, my life sucks, like why is this happening, this is so bad. Shut up, okay? It's happening for you. In hindsight, you'll realize why this is happening. You might not know it now, you might not realize it now, but I promise you in the future you will realize why this happened, because everything happens for a reason. Everything that you're going through right now is gonna bring you to somewhere else in life, and you're gonna realize in the end why all of this happened. Without rain, there can be no rainbow. I don't know why I said that, but it was just my little analogy for you guys. Things happen for a reason. You have to trust the process and realize that things are happening for you and not to you. Get out of the self-pity mindset. Get out of the, my life sucks, all this is happening to me and I don't deserve it. It's happening for you, and one day you'll realize that. So why don't you realize it right now and live your life and be grateful for the hardships and struggles, because you know that one day they'll bring you to something so amazing. Now here's something you should always remember. If your mental health is going really bad right now and you feel like you're at rock bottom, I've been there, I've done that. I know what it feels like if you don't want to be alive or whatever the situation is. This is gonna sound stupid, but this is a great place to be, because when you hit rock bottom, you can only go up from there. I know I sound really ignorant right now, but I've been in a situation where my mental state really was not great at all, and I came very close to some very bad things happening. But when you hit rock bottom is when you realize that you are at rock bottom, and it's when you pick yourself up and you can only go up from there. I gave my friend this analogy when she was going through some hardships, and I gave her the bow and arrow analogy. I don't know where I saw this or heard this, but you are like a bow and arrow. When you're at rock bottom and you can't go any lower, you're just gonna shoot up and it's gonna be great. So just remember that you're like a bow and arrow. The next thing I want to talk about is focusing on yourself. Focusing on yourself will change everything. First of all, when you focus on yourself, you can't get hurt, because that's when you're gonna start loving yourself. That's when you're gonna start realizing your worth. That's when you're gonna start realizing that these people in your life that are not meant to be in your life, you're gonna realize that it doesn't matter if they're not in your life anymore, because some people just don't deserve to be in your life. I also think people come in and out of your life for a reason, and I've learned to just let people leave my life, because I don't chase, I attract. If you're leaving my life, I'm not gonna chase you, because there's a reason why you're not in my life anymore. And like I said, everyone comes in and out of your life for a reason, and it's not worth trying to keep someone in your life that has served their time in your life. People are gonna come in your life to teach you something, for you to have a good time with them, whatever the situation may be. But once they are no longer in your life, don't chase them. Let them leave your life, and you'll realize that it's for the better. Focusing on yourself is also how you attract people. If you see yourself as worthy of love, people will love you, because the way you view yourself affects how other people view you. If you don't love yourself, people won't be able to love you. If you can't even convince yourself that you love yourself, how is someone else going to be convinced that they love you? At the end of the day, the way people love you and the way people treat you is a reflection of how you love yourself and of how you treat yourself. You also have to be confident. Cut the self-deprecating comments. I know I have to work on this, but it's so stupid. No one likes someone who just spends their entire life saying self-deprecating comments. Another thing is, literally fake it till you make it. If you fake being confident, people will think you are actually confident. You can fake anything. Remember that. No one can read your mind. The way you act about yourself is the way people will think you feel about yourself. And by confident, I mean obviously confident in a self-loving and humble way. Don't start making comments all day every day about how you're the most beautiful person you've ever seen. No one likes that either, okay? It's the extremes. No one likes someone who's extremely self-deprecating and constantly criticizing their appearance. But the same thing goes for the fact that no one likes someone who's self-obsessed and self-conceited. No one likes that either. So keep that in mind. I think you guys know this already, but you know. The next thing I want to talk about is self-improvement and how self-help has become toxic. I've seen a lot of people talk about this recently. It's been a current topic in like the self-help and self-improvement world. I have a podcast called Happiness Headspace. I'm sure you guys already know this because I talk about it so much, but in this podcast I talk about like self-help and mental health and happiness and whatnot. So I'm like in that world, and I've heard a lot of people talk about how self-help has become so toxic and that self-help might be damaging you more than it is benefiting you, if that makes sense. And I'll explain this. So basically in the past couple of years and right now still, we're wrapped up in this whole hustle culture, productivity culture, the grind never stops, you know what I mean? And that can become so toxic because obviously this leads to burnout. I feel like I've attained the perfect balance in my life of productivity and then also like relaxation and having fun to the point where I don't burn out. But there was a time in my life where I did not know how to relax, and I was so extremely focused on productivity and hustling and being my best self and doing this and that and everything that I can possibly think of that I burnt out so badly. My mental health deteriorated so much. Productivity culture and hustle culture have become bad things. I think we all need to take a step back and realize that you can be on your grind without overworking yourself and burning yourself out. Because how do you expect to be on your grind if you can't even do anything and your mental state is and you're literally just like not okay and you're burnt out and you have no more mental energy to do anything? Okay, I'm not talking about physical burnout, I'm talking about mental burnout. And so what everyone's saying about self-help right now and like productivity culture and hustle culture, like I've been saying, is that you're spending more time on the improvement than you're actually living in the improvement. And if you're not enjoying the process, there's no point. Obviously you can't just live in an end result because you can constantly improve. There's always something you can do to be better. But the thing is with that, you have to enjoy the process. Because let me take for example exercising, losing weight, or like getting your dream body or whatever it is, okay? Obviously, to have your dream body, you have to have a consistent diet and consistent exercise. If you decide, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna eat so well, I'm gonna work out every single day for 2 hours, whatever, this, that, I'm gonna go to the gym every day, all of this stuff, and you're not even enjoying doing that, obviously at some point, you're gonna burn out, you're gonna not wanna do that anymore. It's not realistic, it's not gonna be consistent, because at some point, you just won't be able to do it anymore. If you enjoy eating healthy and you enjoy a meal plan and meal prepping and everything, and if you enjoy going to the gym and it makes you feel good, then it will be productive and it'll be actually good for you and for your life. Because getting your dream body, you're gonna have to do this for the rest of your life. Because once you get your dream body, if you go back to eating unhealthy food and you stop going to the gym, you're gonna lose all the progress you made. So it's way better if you make a realistic schedule or process, and if you're consistent, than if you just give in to that hustle culture and you set way too high of expectations for yourself, which is gonna lead to burnout. So that's why self-help, if you're not enjoying the process, there's no point, because there's always something you can improve. This doesn't apply for everything. Like there's obviously some things that you just have to like suck it up if you want to get better in life, but it's not gonna be productive if you can't enjoy the process, because there's always something you can improve in life. So you're constantly going to be in the process. Like I said, you can't just live in an end goal. You can't just live in an outcome. That's not how self-improvement works, right? For example, I remember at the beginning of 2021, which is now a long time ago, it's almost 2 years ago, but I had made this like Google Docs like habit tracker thing, and I set myself like 20 like pretty difficult goals, and I was like, this is gonna be the year of improvement, of productivity, of hustle, I'm gonna be on my grind, blah blah blah, whatever. And I did it for the first like 2 weeks, but then I got so burnt out and I hated it so much. I was like, today I have to do this, 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 and this. I was not having fun. Maybe sometimes you have to compromise some of the self-improvement and self-help for enjoying your life. Maybe sometimes it's not the ultimate goal to do all of these specific crazy things that you want to do all of this self-improvement stuff that you want to achieve. Maybe sometimes you have to realize that it'll make you happier to just live your life and be happy than to force yourself to stay up every night for an extra hour because you told yourself that you were going to read for an hour every day. And I feel like a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, because some people are so wrapped up in the productivity culture and the hustle culture and in the like bashing people for being lazy. And I understand that it might seem like laziness, but sometimes you have to choose laziness. If laziness is what's making you happy, sometimes I feel like you just have to settle for that. Because like, decide what's better for you. Like I said, would you rather stay up an extra hour every night and be miserable reading that book? Or would you rather just go to sleep whenever you're tired and eliminate that goal of reading for an hour every day? Again, people are gonna attack me for this. The productivity people are like, you're lazy, get up, do something. Like, if you have a goal, put your mind to it and achieve it. Sometimes you have to weigh out the proportions of what's more worth it, because sometimes you'll notice that you think these goals are gonna make you a happier person in the end, but really they're just making you more unhappy. So just remember that when you're listening to all these people tell you to be productive and to work towards your goals every single day and to set high expectations, maybe you have to be more forgiving with yourself. You have to be less hard on yourself, and you have to prioritize your happiness over all of these self-help things that people are telling you to do. And that's why so many people now are saying that self-help is more damaging than it is beneficial. So if you're interested in hearing more about this, like, there's tons of podcast episodes and YouTube videos out there about people explaining why self-help and self-improvement has become toxic in our society now. So instead of aiming so high, set small and realistic goals. If you guys haven't read Atomic Habits, you should. It's a great book, okay? And it really explains super well how the smallest amount of progress is progress, nevertheless. You think that doing the smallest simple thing every day is not making you better, but it ends up adding up and it's making you a lot better than you think it is. And if you read Atomic Habits, you're really gonna understand what I mean. I really recommend you guys all to read it. But like I said, it just explains that the smallest amount of progress every single day, the smallest, simplest actions that you could take every single day, you might think they're not doing anything, but in the long run, they add up and they end up getting you so much closer to your goal than you think it is. Because it's such an easy action to do or an easy step to take, right? So just remember that, because habits can go so fast from being good for your mental health to becoming bad for your mental health. I'm not saying stop trying to implement good habits into your life. I'm saying make sure your habits are sustainable and realistic, because if not, it's gonna lead to burnout and it's gonna be bad for your mental health. Because like I said, habits can go so quickly from being so good for your mental health to being so bad for your mental health. People don't talk about this enough because people just tend to say, oh, well, you should journal every single day. Journaling is so good for your mental health. But if it becomes to a point you're forcing yourself every single day, even when you don't want to take out your journal and write about your day, I feel like it's gonna become bad for your mental health. If you're forcing yourself to do something and you're not enjoying doing it, and it's not something that you actually have to do, then eliminate it. Like, journaling is not something that you have to do in your life. And if your habit is journaling every single day, but you don't feel like journaling and you're not enjoying doing it, then just stop that habit. Like, what's the point? Okay, I know people say, oh, journaling is good for you, whatever, but if that doesn't work for you, what's the point? Like, why are you doing that? Like, go back to the why. If you have a good reason for it, maybe continue doing it, but most of the time you won't have a good reason for it, okay? If it's not improving your life in any way, then why are you doing it? There's some habits that are just not worth it. I used to tell myself, you have to journal every single day, and I didn't enjoy it at all. I'd be so tired, I just want to go to sleep, and I'd be like, come on, Chloe, you have to do some journaling. That's how you're gonna improve yourself. That's a good habit that you want to implement into your life. And as soon as I realized that there was no point in me doing that because I didn't enjoy it and I didn't have to do it, I stopped doing it and I started only journaling when I actually wanted to, and that has improved my life so much more than the habit that I had created originally of journaling every single day, no matter the circumstances. So that's like pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in this video. I kind of just talked about a whole lot of different stuff that I had been taking notes about for the last like month, but it's all things that I felt that you guys should know and should hear someone tell you, because they're all things that have changed my life and my mindset so much recently. Take whatever you want from this video, listen to whatever you want from this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Hey, hey.